Hey guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna start off by saying that normally I like to, my brain tries to tell myself that I need to wait to make videos when I have the whole day free and clear. Never happens. Or, you know, slash also in, you know, full hair and makeup and wardrobe. Nope. And then it just never happens. Not that I mind being imperfect. I think you guys should know that by now. But anyway, hi. All right, so here's the backstory on this real quick. I posted a photo the other day on Instagram of my chicken noodle soup, and then in the caption of that photo, I just no recipe, just basically said, you know, I roasted a chicken, and then whenever I roast a chicken, I always make a stock out of the leftover bones and such, and then that turns into soup, blah, 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 done. I got a lot of comments and messages saying, oh, yummy, that looks great, but also what? How? Huh? So in my opinion, everyone should know how to make a roast chicken. You should, that's my dog's toenails. Can you see her? She's really old. So essentially you get a whole chicken, 4 to 6 pounds, and I'm gonna link to my easy way to do a roast chicken in the comments or in the caption below, so you can see the video on how I do mine. It's a good family meal, that with some roasted vegetables on the side, done. Whenever that is complete, at the end of that meal, you have your whole roast chicken, you've taken off the meat for that dinner. Generally speaking, there's some meat left over. So I get in there with my hands, sometimes my husband's hands, and take the meat from what's known as the carcass. You know, get over it. It's a carcass. You just ate something that was living that had bones and things. It's a carcass. So you take the meat away and then put it in a little container, set aside. You've got leftovers meat. The rest of it, the carcass, is the skin and the bones, and then any of the juices, drippings at the bottom of the pan, that goes in as well. That can either go into, like this was last night's chicken, into a container to be for stock the next day or a couple days later. My favorite way to do it is to go ahead and put it in my slow cooker that night, and then it's making stock for me all night. I don't have to do anything. The next morning, my house smells lovely, and also my stock is done. Bones, fat, skin, all that jam goes into your slow cooker. Also, a stalk of celery, don't chop it. Why? You're gonna take it out later. Carrot, done, same thing. 2 to 3 bay leaves. I don't measure stuff like that. I don't think it matters. I always like a little sprinkling of allspice. It's a little bit of an interesting note in my chicken stock or chicken soup, so that goes in there as well. And then from there, you're just filling up with water and really just getting it to the top of all the solids. And then once that's done, you're covering it up. It goes on low all night. The next step after that is you would need to strain it. I'll be right with you. And what I like to do is I place a sieve, little fine mesh colander, over a container. You're going to strain it. Then you've got liquid, solids on top, done. And then you need to let that cool. If you're not gonna make soup right away, you need to let that liquid cool completely before refrigerating it. You can also freeze it. You're gonna have a top layer on top of the liquid of the stock that is the fat that's come up to the top. If there's a lot of it, that's my dog eating in the background now. You're gonna hear her crunching. She gives none. I like to scrape off a big layer of fat, and then I just have the stock itself. And then you can do whatever you want with it. You can either take the leftover chicken and let that come up to temperature with the stock in a pot, or you can do what I did, which I happen to have some raw bone-in chicken drumsticks in the fridge that needed to be eaten. So I took that stock and I poached that raw chicken in that stock. That then became a bone broth stock. Once the meat's cooked, take the bones and skins, toss them. I guess you can make stock from that if you want to and just keep the thing going. The meat stayed in, and I added some chopped veggies, and then the last minute, throw those in there to let those warm up when you've got chicken and vegetable soup. Have I told you about how you should freeze stock? This is how you should freeze stock. While I'm at it. So once you get the stock to be completely cool in the fridge, put it in a freezer-safe gallon-size zip bag, or you can go up to the double gallon size. Seal it completely, let all the air out, flatten it, put that on a cookie sheet in your freezer, let it freeze solid, and then from there you've got a flat thing that can be stacked with other stuff, other soups and broths or whatever in your freezer, and it's not one big jug or tub taking up the most space in your freezer. And then, whenever you want to make soup, you've got frozen stock in there. You should always have frozen stock in your freezer. You should always make soup from your bird. My dog is done eating her breakfast now, which means I think it's time to go. Thanks for watching for this really short and hopefully informative video that answers all of your chicken soup from scratch questions. Bye. Say bye, Maggie. No, stay here. Put that in there. No, that's not true. No, I'm a liar. You know what I did? That's right. This is my coffee, by the way. I need a coffee break. Second cup of coffee. I've been up since 3. Because I do that sometimes. Am my lights blinking? I think it's telling me I'm running out of time. Can't think of anything else I want to say to you guys. Oh no, did you see that? I just spilled a little bit of coffee. I was hoping that my little bib caught it. Nope, just went right on the counter. You can pretend you didn't see that.